Come and dream with me.
Hello and welcome to What Do You Want to Watch? The Explosion Network's premier media podcast. Every week we get together, talk about movies, TV, and online content, and help you answer the question, are post-humorous interviews going to be a new fad in Hollywood? I'm torn. I'm your host, Ash Obley. Join me today, Dylan Blatt.
Natalie Imbruglia. I'm sort of okay with it, to be completely honest. Because it's I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I was sort of like, oh, this is kind of. I mean, there's something marketing that the ooey side is just the marketing-esque part of like someone dies and then there's content to watch straight away. But
It's like,
apparently
his last words.
Yeah, but then apparently that was his instruction. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. I believe the deal was like, obviously we're talking about the Eric Dane, his last words that's released on Netflix, where he has a final interview that was going to be released post-death, which was very recently, in which he has like a large segment giving his final message to his kids before anything he wanted to say. I don't know. It kind of feels weird because it does feel like maybe it's a bit too personal to be put out there in the world, I guess. But also, man, if somebody wants to do this and then like reveal all the shit, like reveal all their dark secrets, or like all the dirt they have on people, and not have to deal with any of the fallout because they've gone.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
It
a
is
pretty gangster way to go out.
It is just an interesting world we live in, where it's something that can happen at all. Like just the concept of just signing a contract and doing this thing and just being like, I'm going to die soon. I know that's coming. So when I do die, publish. And that's a deal. Like, that's just wild.
Well, I mean, there's always been videos about, if you're seeing this, I'll die. It's because I'm dead.
Yeah, but
kind of things.
Content. Like something that drops on a streaming platform.
Side note, I was reading an article on the ABC about political moments, Australian political moments. Apparently, Pauline Hanson had recorded a video where she was like, if you're seeing this, I died. That after a falling out with the other founder of One Nation, he released.
No one cares about you, bitch.
Very funny. All right. On to this week's episode of What Do You Want to Watch? We'll be talking about watch history, going over some film news, give it thumbs for trailers, and giving you this week's top 3. Dylan, kick things off. We have been talking about a show over on South King's Landing that we haven't brought up so far because of the weird timing of the start of the season of the show. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the Game of Thrones spin-off series, has been running on HBO Max about a little hedge knight, well, a big hedge knight who comes across enlists a little squire boy who may be more than we think, and is trying to enter a tournament for post the death of his master. I guess is maybe the best way to sum it up.
Yeah, so it works.
Tonally quite different to Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. A lot more lighthearted. One of the very first scenes is Dunk taking a very, as you described in our show, an anxious poo, viscerally,
relatable.
It features one of the biggest penises you'll see on television this year for sure.
Definitely not on film.
Yeah, no. 28 years later, Bone Temple is the bone is not just the temples. Dylan, do you want to share your overall thoughts on A Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
I thought he was going to say dicks on screen. I was going to say I'm for it. The show's very good. I think its standout thing is it works as both a new story, new series to dig your teeth into if you're a fan of Westeros, Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. However, I think it's also a potential gateway in for people who didn't like Game of Thrones. And, you always, I've met people and you read about people who, they start Game of Thrones and that first episode straight away into incestuous storylines and all this stuff. And it just turned people off and they're like, I don't want to deal with any of this. And then they constantly hear about all the characters dying and just how dark and somber the show is, and then you hear about how everyone hated the ending and they're like, why am I going to watch it, sort of vibe. But this one, it's 6 episodes, they're about 30 minutes each. It is it is serious still. It's not like a full comedy. There's a lot more playful. The characters are not as high up the chain that we're used to dealing with. Most of the characters that we have in the other two shows are fighting for the throne in one way or another. Here you've just got a hedge knight and a little kid who just wants to come along and be, was it Squire? No, what?
Yeah, Squire.
Whatever, Squire. And you've got a knight who basically just lost his. He was a squire, and now he's left on his own as the show starts, and he's trying to make a name for himself by entering this tournament. Is sort of all the show is, and yeah, it's a lot more character heavy focused because it's got a lot less characters, and yeah, I could definitely say I don't think I've really laughed in any of House of Dragon. Did laugh a couple times in Game of Thrones, mostly because of Peter Dinklage. But yeah, this at least gets some chuckles out of you, and then also has one of the best fight scenes we've had in. Well, it's better than any of the fight scenes I'd say we had in the House of Dragon. I'm going to say fight scenes solely as like one-on-one because there's still like huge battles in House of Dragon that I think outscale it. But yeah, as a one-on-one fight, this probably the best one we've had for quite some time in this universe.
Yeah, I think they've done a fantastic job of like capturing it, showing us a different aspect of Westeros, and making the show feel different and special and unique, despite being in the same setting and kind of similar. Of course, it's a Game of Thrones show, so similar names are going to pop up. There's Targaryens, there's Baratheons, there's Lannisters, there's all these kind of families around, but get to see new people from them. You bunch of fun characters. Lionel Baratheon might be one of the best characters we've introduced to the Westeros universe. And then you've got the fun relationship between Duncan Egg. Them getting to know each other and come to appreciate and respect each other. That's really fun. And then it does take kind of a serious turn towards the end, which is earned. Yeah, I think it is really fantastic. I think it isn't surprising to see a lot of people are back into Game of Thrones with this series, and this is the series that has kind of recaptured people to the universe. So, yeah, I would highly recommend checking out Night of the Seven Kingdoms and head over to South of King's Landing, our Game of Thrones podcast, to listen to our thoughts episode by episode over there. All right, Dylan, I saw that you started watching the new documentary series that's on HBO Max, Neighbours. Does it have any ties to Toady and Dr. Carl?
No, Seth Rogen's in this one. So,
whoa.
No, nothing to do with that either. It is, yeah, so HBO's put out this new series, Neighbours, which is, if you want to watch a show that just will make you as a like us here in Australia, just, not that it's hard, like it's pretty easy to feel this way anyway, but you'll watch every episode and go, only in America. Like, just a constant thing, because each episode focuses on 2-3 different groups of people bickering and fighting neighbors over just crazy stuff, threatening to kill each other. Just some very loud and eccentric personalities that are within this series. So it's like episode 1 has it's like this dude it's like this guy's brought this land and he's like trying to set up there, but then there's people already live there, and he shuts off a gate through the land so they can't ride their horses through, even though they're like, well, technically, although you may own the land around it, we should still be able to ride down that road past your house if we want to get to the land beyond it. And they're like, yeah, but like that means you have to ride past our house. But they're like, you don't own the road. And then they're just like constantly bickering at each other. But there's a funny part in it where they both play D&D, and you have this interviewing one of the guys, and he's like, yeah, I'm a real dungeon master. I'm probably a better dungeon master than he is, and maybe if we went fighting I might have him over, but it ain't gonna happen. Episode 2 has this guy who is decided to build a farm in like suburban wherever it is, and all the neighbors hate him for it because they've got all these farm animals there. Actually, episode 2 is very animal centric because so he's doing that. Neighbors hate him, and then another family. There's a cat lady who has like obscene amount of cats, and the neighbors hate it because they're like, the kids, they can't go outside because there's going to be cat piss and poo. So they're like, they take her to Judge Judy for court, all this stuff. I don't know. It's each episode's like half an hour. You'll just sit there and go, man, there's some wild characters out there in the world. I don't really know what I'm taking away from it. Nothing really, but it's fun.
All right. All right. I've started watching Star Trek, the Starfleet Academy, which is the latest series set in the Star Trek universe. It is set around the restarting of the Starfleet Academy after it had been closed for like a century. Pretty much in the event, I believe what happened is in Star Trek Discovery, there's a big universe-wide event that like destroys a bunch of starships that kind of causes everybody to regress, and Starfleet's mission of exploration across the stars is kind of not really the priority. It's all about defense and that kind of stuff because all these different factions are kind of like against each other, blaming each other for this cataclysmic event. Starfleet has decided to restart the academy so they can start training up new recruits and all that kind of stuff in like a dedicated way. It's headed by Nala Aki, who is played by Holly Hunter. She's the Chancellor of Starfleet. She's a former captain who quit Starfleet after she separated a kid from his mother, even though like she was like charged with this crime. The kid's name's Caleb, and he busts out of I don't know, government care, has been on the run for the last 10 years or 15 years, and now she has finally found him and has encouraged him with helping him find his mother to join the Starfleet Academy. So he is like the gateway person into Starfleet Academy, even though he is very much not the Starfleet usual person. He is very much a renegade rogue kind of character. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely, because it's an academy, it very feels like a college kind of show, or like a high school kind of thing, because every time they're going to different classes and there's a bunch of teachers on campus teaching them different things about the Star Trek universe. And there's the War College, which is another section of like Starfleet is all about explorations. The War College is all about like defense and training and like protection and that kind of stuff. So they're kind of these warring factions within the same facility.
Cobra Kai forever.
So naturally, there's a sports competition between the two factions and a prank war. Classic. So you've got that kind of thing happening. Then you've got all the interpersonal relationships within the different group of characters. You've got like one of the first Klingon cadets. You've got Sam, who is a series acclamation mill, like a hologram person. She's a person at Starfleet. There's the daughter of a captain, Kyodians, the whole assortment of different characters to get used to. So yeah, I think just the school kind of setting, I guess, is like kind of an easy way to bring you into the sci-fi ideas and setting. It's like definitely a familiar feeling to the show, which I'm enjoying very much. Holly Hunter is having an absolute ball as this like free-spirited kind of person. Like she's definitely not the classic captain. Like she does not like wearing shoes, I think is the best way to describe her, which is I think the most prominent, and it's like says a lot about that character, is they don't like wearing shoes. When she sits in the captain's, because they also have like an actual starship that they can take students out into the universe for whatever reason if they need to. She sits with 1 foot up on the chair, So see all these little bits that I think explain a lot about this character. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I think I'm only like 5, maybe 6 episodes in. There's 7 episodes so far.
They drop it all at once.
No, it's week by week
Okay.
over on Paramount Plus. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, even though I'm not super familiar with Star Trek. I will say the one distracting thing that or at least I find, maybe other people may not. They've got like a PA, like digital dean voice. This like tells people, students, what they're doing and everything. It's done by Stephen Colbert. I find it a little bit distracting every time. It's like, oh, that's Stephen Colbert. It's like not him doing a voice. It's just Stephen Colbert, as if it's his late night show. But I guess he needs a job. So check out Starfleet Academy. He needs to make some money somehow. All right, Dylan, I saw that you watched a documentary. I believe it's on HBO Max. Beat the Lottery.
It might be on HBO Max, but I watched it on Doc Play.
It's probably on Doc Play, and it was a random
You took a swing.
shot in the dark.
Yep. Yeah, I'd had my eye on this one for a little while just because I saw the poster and remember reading about it. It showed at some festival. It wasn't something. Remember at some stage last year when we did picks for some festival, I remember reading the synopsis then and going, oh, that's interesting.
Mm.
I think I think it's an hour 25, and I think even then it's probably just stretches it. My problem with it is it does stretch the story a bit too long, but it covers what happened in the 1980s in Ireland when pretty much the lottery there had only been going for, I don't know, like 10 years or something. Like it hadn't been that long since the lottery had started in Ireland. And this one guy who had written a book or put together a book about how to beat, but it's basically just how to increase your odds at the lottery. And then he sort of, to prove a point almost, to they can beat it, he pretty much sets out over the course of a year this plan to beat the lotto, which involves slowly getting all these cards and filling out all like 2 million possible answers that he reckons could be done in different assortments of things. And then he has some other people like put in money because it's going to cost them like £1 million or whatever it is to file all the cards and stuff. But they all consider a calculated risk because they also had a thing where even if you only got say three of the numbers on the 5, is it, or 6, whatever, if you only got 3 of the numbers at the time they were doing, like, you got £100 anyway. So they're like, even if, like, we're going to get the winning ticket because they reckon the maths, like, they only need to fill out these X amount of things. Like, we're going to get the winning ticket, but then we're going to cover all our bases because all these other tickets are going to win 100, all this along the way. But the interesting part is that once the board or whatever the company that runs the lotto begins figuring out what they're doing, they begin shutting down where they're trying to file these things. So that sort of becomes this interesting story of, is it illegal for people to who think they've figured out a way to beat the system to do it, and they sort of play it as they're doing it unfairly as a big group of people driving out to different towns and whatever to file these cards. And yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it's not mind blowing, but it's one of those, like, sometimes you watch a documentary, they're like, this is just an interesting little story as part of history, and it wouldn't happen today because they changed the rules and things after this now. So yeah.
That's everything in our watch history. Let's move on to a little bit of film news. Pretty light week this week, I will say. But one story did catch my eye. Sony's Venom franchise has a new final destination. The studio behind Marvel anti-hero movies the Marvel anti-hero movies is developing its first animated movie based on the character. And it's tasked Zach Lepofsky and Adam B. Stein, the duo behind last year's surprise horror hit Final Destination Bloodlines, to direct the project. Amy Pascal, Avi Arad, and Matt Tomlak, who worked on the Venom movies, will produce the feature. Tom Hardy starred in the studio's recent trio of live-action movies as Eddie Brock, the human who bonds with the black oozy alien symbiote and provides the voice of Venom, is involved in the animated project as producer, as is Kelly Marcel, his go-to screenwriter for the live-action movies. No writer is attached to the project, although Sony's animation arm, Sony Pictures Animation, is opening up a writer's room to develop a script or takes. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Venom coming to animation?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't love the live action Venom movie. So, and like part of that is I'm just like, I'm supposed to be watching this guy eat people and whatever else, and it's just not at all viscerally coming across on screen for what should be happening as far as a violence level IMO. So, if they're going to do it animated and go the full length and have a bit of fun with that, I don't know. Like Sony's had success with animated Spider-Man movies, obviously. So,
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool. I like, obviously, maybe it's interesting. Like, would they want to keep Tom Hardy as? Would they want this to be a continuation of their series of movies? Just they're doing an animation now because one, they could probably get away with a lot more violence and stuff, and they can probably do stuff in animation that they can't do in live action. Or are they just going to go a completely new direction? Because I mean, they did like tease stuff at the end of the last Venom movie that like they could potentially follow through on, or they could just go a completely different direction.
It's a true testament to those movies that I've watched it and have no idea. I can't remember what the fuck you're hinting at. So
No, but I mean, they teased the big bad, the Thanos character who never shows up, potentially coming. You don't remember who the character was, do you? No, it's fine.
Guy sitting in the chair, but it's not
Yep.
Thanos.
Yeah.
And he sends them down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's black. The King of Black. Null.
Null,
There you go.
yes. Knull. Yes.
Yes, there you go.
There, I know the character very well.
Also, they tease that Venom isn't destroyed at the end of last movie.
Very good.
There's a little bit of him left. I mean, it's interesting because I think us as more older fans would love them to go like, go hard, go violent, go an M-rated animated Venom movie. But financially, that's not a very smart decision. It'd be smarter to make a PG, all ages family Venom movie that it may be a little bit violent, but could be still watchable by the same audience who's going to watch Beyond the Spider-Verse and that kind of thing. So, I think, Sony Animation has a pretty good track record at the moment. So I have no qualms about them being in charge and like potentially, I mean, this makes more sense as a direction to expand your Spider-Verse. Utilizing your Spider-Man license than more villain tie-ins. I would much rather them do this than make Madderweb 2 or Craven 2. You know what I mean? So we'll wait and see.
Yeah, if what you're telling me is if you're telling me we're doing the Venom movie over a Craven 2,
give them all the money.
Give them all the money. Yeah.
All right, that was kind of the only thing I had picked out this week. I do have some other segments to do this week. So, first up, a much demanded segment by Dylan.
You just kill. You know how you get really annoyed when like I cancel a podcast and then you're like, no, we can't let it end, or we can't say that it's dead or cancelled. We got to call it fucking. Because you hate change is what I've decided. You don't like things changing. It's very Ashley Hobby.
I'm like everybody.
Yeah. You know what I don't like? When there's a yearly segment.
Being told I'm going to get something and then it not being delivered on. That's what you don't like?
Yes.
All right. We're back doing our 2025 Trakt year in review. Of course, Trakt, our film and TV tracking website of choice. Trakt, we would still love a sponsorship. I know it's 6-7 years in of doing this podcast and mentioning Trakt almost every single week, having Trakt listed in the show notes every single week. How have we not garnered any attention?
We're not going to
Letterboxd is pushing on every single point.
You know what the other
We're sticking with you.
The other problem is I feel like we're constantly doing ourselves a disservice, but we're sticking with the Trakt, and I still like Trakt because we do movies and TVs. And I just feel like it's a better platform for all of that sort of stuff. But man, if you do a movie podcast, you got to be on Letterboxd. You got to be talking about Letterboxd and all this sort of stuff. I just feel like we come across as fake fake movie fans because we're not over here talking about Letterboxd.
So yes, Trakt, of course, does a end of year list, giving you all the stats of all the stuff. They really shook it up this year. So I don't know exactly how we're going to go through this. But I guess the first thing, Dylan, what was your first play of 2025?
Hold on, I'm loading it up because I had it open last week and now I've had to get it up again.
You didn't have it like still open from last week?
No, I restarted my computer. First play of 2025 was Star Wars Skeleton Crew episode 106, Zero Friends Again, January 1st, 2025 at 1:32 p.m.
Mine was an episode of Dirty Laundry called Who Was Implicated in a Prank Call Scandal at 10:44 a.m. January 1st. Interesting.
Okay.
What was your last play?
My last play was Predators on December 30th at 9:04 p.m. Didn't watch anything on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, apparently. There you go.
Well, this is my last play is Pluribus, episode 9, La Chicha El Mundo, on the 27th of December. So
mine says, because they've got, I assume they're using AI for this, but I don't really care. It says kicked off 2025 in full action mode, only to wrap it up like a true documentary aficionado. No matter the genre shuffle, you sure knew how to stick the landing.
Mine says kicked off 2025 in full comedy mode, only to wrap it up as like a true drama aficionado. No matter the genre shuffle, you sure know how to stick the landing.
Okay, maybe it's not AI. They're just changing 2 words. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't know if you can classify that as AI.
No,
it's not that advanced.
No.
What was your most dominant genre of 2025?
Drama, with 327 hours of emotional twists and powerful stories. Drama had you hooked until the final act. It was 38 shows and 49 movies that were apparently dramatic.
Interesting. My most dominant genre apparently was action. Action ruled your history. Explosion, car chases, rescues after 300 hours of pure adrenaline. Action ruled your story. 300 hours, 39 shows, 45 movies.
Comedy was my second.
Yeah, comedy was my second as well. Followed by, comedy is listed as having more plays. I don't know how that works. But
actually, yeah, mine has more plays as well, but I assume they've done some weird like
by
balancing between the amount of hours,
the shows and movies,
yeah, the movies and shows, yeah. So technically, my number set. So actually, I would say action then below drama.
Yeah, so mine would be comedy, action, drama, adventure, fantasy. Interesting. Do you want to talk about your drama subgenres?
It's murder.
It's murder.
Literally, yeah. My I don't know where they get the genres from. That's why I sort of like these things. So my overall, you explored 49 drama subgenres. Mine is murder, serial killer, dark comedy based on manga, and friendship. What a mix.
I apparently did 50 action subgenres. Mine are based on manga, amused, survival, corruption, magic. A lot of amused action. That seems like an odd one. All right. What were your most played TV shows of 2025?
Most played 2025. What, do I have to click a button or do I?
It's underneath.
Oh, no, it's already set the shows. So, no, hold on. Mine set the movies, weirdly. All right, so click at the shows. Top 10 shows. My number one most played show was Media Watch. 11 hours, 10 minutes, 43 plays. Big fan of keeping up with what's happening on the Australian media. My number 2 was Four Corners. 1 day, 16 hours. Don't call me no idiot. Number 3, Cheap Seats. Number 4, Planet America.
Wow. I mean,
yeah,
very pro-Australian content.
Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Number 6, Taskmaster. Number 7, Kaiju number 8. Number 8, New Zealand Today. Number 9, Peacemaker. And then number 10, AEW Dynamite.
Wow. Okay. Mine were Marvel's Daredevil, a sitcom called Tacoma FD, Dr. Stone, Game Changer, The Neighborhood, The Pit, Sakamoto Days, Tracker, Andor, and Solo Leveling. Very interesting. What were your most played or lengthiest plays of films?
lengthiest plays of films were number one battle after another. 3 plays of that took me to 8 hours and 6 minutes, so that's not too surprising. Number 2 was Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Number 3 was F1 the movie. Number 4 was Wrestle Dynasty. Number 5 was Mickey. Is it? Yeah, 11. Sorry, the number was over the number. I'm like, what's the
Mickey
movie called again?
17?
17, sorry. Yeah, there we go. The fucking 5's over the number. Whatever. Number 6 is Weapons. Number 7 is the Royal Rumble. Number 8 is Duranda. How the fuck ever say? Number 9, Avatar: Fire and Water, and number 10 was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. All because every movie other than hold on. So
Final Reckoning.
So number 10's one play, number 9's one play, number 8's one play, number 7's one play, number 4's one play. Everything else is multiple. So obviously One Battle After Another, 3 plays took it all the way up there. But then other films, like every other film was at least 2 hours something, and watching it more than once took it. And then every movie that was only one play that got there was over 3 hours.
Right. My number 1 was Superman, which is the only thing that I watched twice this year. Number 2, WrestleMania, Saturday. WrestleMania Sunday does not feature on this list. I don't know. Number 3, Avatar, Fire and Ash. Number 4 was Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Number 5 was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Number 6, F1 the movie. Number 7, Superman Returns. Number 8, Mission Impossible: Fallout. Number 9 was The Condor Heroes, The Gallants. And number 10 was Wake Up Dead Man 10. Wake Up Dead Man at number 10.
They've put out 9 more of those motherfuckers.
All right. Yeah, was there any other things on this list that you thought was worth mentioning?
No, it's like most replayed. They do this like whole comparative thing that's like just slightly interesting to see what everyone else using Trakt. Like down the bottom, it's like, so my most replayed shows were apparently Smallville, Game Changer, Doctor Who, The Cheap Seats, Superman, and Lois, just because we did a bunch of the rewatching of the Superman episodes and stuff. But then you compare it to everyone's watching, apparently replaying Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad. And then obviously my replayed movies we just sort of covered, but apparently the most replayed movies for the Trakt community were Sinners, Thunderbolts, Asterix, Superman, a Minecraft movie, and A Working Man. And then the only other stuff, if you scroll down further, so figure-wise, because they used to have this stuff up the top, but they've
do you want to
pushed
gloat on about how many movies you've watched from different countries?
I do. So apparently, just straight hour-wise, I watched 1,027 hours of stuff last year. What's your?
I watched 665 hours of stuff.
See, this is where you're rookie numbers. You gotta pop those, get those numbers up, as Matthew McConaughey would say. You know, in 2025,
it's all those media watch and Last of Us numbers pushing, and Dynamite episodes like inflating your numbers.
I don't think that's inflating numbers if I'm watching fucking media watch and what do you it's like a 15-minute show, by the way, 20-minute show. What are you talking about?
Whole season.
Yeah. Also, I'm like months behind on Dynamite. That's why I was at number 10. I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
In 2025, I watched movies produced by 50 studios. My most watched studios were Columbia Pictures, Domain Entertainment, and Paramount, apparently. And then countries. In 2025, I watched movies from 14 countries.
Okay.
So how many countries you got?
I watched movies from 50 studios. My top 3 were Columbia Pictures, Paramount, and Skydance. Yeah. 2 of those companies are the same company.
Yeah, that's a real testament to the world we live in.
And I've watched movies from 5 countries last year.
That is terrible. What are the 5 countries?
No, that shows. I watched movies from 9 countries.
It's a little bit better.
So let's see. Canada, US, Ireland, UK, France. Really? I watched a movie from France? Apparently, Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. French.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I was going to say, if you click on the location, it takes you to everything that you watch for the country.
China, Japan, South Korea, and Australia.
What's your one Australian movie? Because there's no way there's more than one on there.
I actually watched 4.
4? So, look, getting them numbers up.
I watched Better Man. Have you seen it? Last year's the Actor Award-winning film?
Better Man. No,
the
I have
monkey
not.
one.
Yes, I've not watched the monkey one though. It's true.
Primitive War, which you can watch now on Netflix. And then 2 that we watch for content.
Yeah, that adds up. And then we sort of just skipped over.
How many Australian films you watch?
9, which is
Only-
actually rookie numbers.
Yeah, only a little bit more.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not.
this year's will be high because you binge watch a bunch of ones this week.
That's true.
The other week.
We'll catch up. But yeah, the actors and stuff we sort of said we shouldn't go over that because it's always
It's been a little bit inflated by content that we've done.
It's always it's always inflated by content we do. Is the problem with that, I think. So
yeah, because my top 2 actresses are Rebecca Ferguson and Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, my number 1 is also Rebecca Ferguson. So
Tom Cruise, your number actor?
Yeah, Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Ralph Macchio, Simon Pegg, Jim Broadbent. Directors Christopher McQuarrie, Spike Lee. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Well, I was looking for the straight up divider where it says how many movies I watched. Like the straight
it doesn't
number.
look like it's here.
It doesn't say.
As far as I can read. Yeah.
No.
Trakt to get to it.
What do we like? That's a number.
I like the broad numbers, but we also want specifics.
Yeah, I just want to know how many movies I watched last year. Straight up. I understand it says like 119 or whatever plays, but I'm like, yeah, but like movies, not TV shows.
I mean, I guess you could like manually look that up.
Fucking go back and count them all.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, that's our tracks here in the review. Dylan, I've got a new segment for you because we are a little bit light on content this week.
New segment?
It's a new segment I'm calling the Blatant Engagement Farming Questionnaire. Well, I'm just going to give you some questions and I want you to give your answer and reason why. And then hopefully these will like kind of be work for like social media where you can head over to the Explosion Pod TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts, Explosion Network YouTube, I guess, for YouTube Shorts. And maybe one of these will hit and you'll want to answer the same question Dylan has. So you ready?
I don't know if I am, but yeah.
All right, Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm going hard-hitting questions that'll interest people. If you were asked to write a set of 10 commandments for moviegoing, what would be the first commandment?
I was about to say, if you ask for 10,
No.
That's sorry. 10 commandments for movie watching. Number 1.
And to put it in perspective, the first commandment, thou shalt not kill.
Yeah. Thou shalt not view us their phone.
It's a good choice. That above talking or?
I can handle a little bit of talking.
Okay.
Especially considering the genres and stuff. Like, especially if you watch a comedy and someone like says some quick little like, I'm not a monster. Fucking.
Okay. Do you reckon you could find 10 commandments if I push you hard enough?
If you give me tomorrow,
not right now.
Yeah, if you give me all of tomorrow, I could probably work it out. Yeah.
I was thinking that'd make a cool shirt. It's like what's his name from the old 10 Commandments movie?
Yeah.
It's just all these movie commandments. Anyway.
Jesus of Nazareth, I think.
I'll just make clear it's Moses.
Sorry.
At least I'm pretty sure it was Moses.
I don't know, man. Let's watch the movie again.
All right, next one. Al Pacino or Robert De Niro?
Al Pacino or Robert De Niro? Hey! That's hard, hey. It's literally like I'm picturing just Heat in my mind of them sitting at the coffee table towards the end of the movie. You wouldn't know because you probably haven't watched Heat, but I'm just picturing that scene.
I know they have coffee in Heat.
Yeah. I'm going to go Robert De Niro. I love Al Pacino, and he has so many like super memorable performances, but I think as far as overall filmography quality and long-standingness, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, I think
I also think Robert De Niro is more important to Martin Scorsese's career than Al Pacino's important to any other director's career.
Okay, that's interesting. I just think Robert De Niro has maintained a better quality of film going into his elder years. Well, Pacino's kind of done anything and everything. Next one. What piece of physical media would you save first in your house in a fire?
What the? When did you get these questions from? What piece of physical media would I save first in my house? That's fucking hard. Do you know how much pieces of physical media I own?
But I'm sure you got like favorites, right?
Fucking burn in the fire is the answer. I think I'm sitting here going, oh God. Oh fuck. My Brat vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nothing
that's my
movie
answer.
related. Okay.
No, that's my answer.
Okay. What is the smallest acceptable screen to watch an entire movie on?
Acceptable screen to watch an entire movie on. 32-inch.
Okay.
I'm saying that because it's like the smallest normal size TV you can buy at a store. So at least
Okay,
it's still something.
So if I watched a movie on a laptop, that would not be acceptable.
No. I think watching
Or
a movie on
tablet.
a laptop or a tablet, if it's a rewatch or something like that, and you're just sort of doing it, I'm okay with. But when people like, I watched the brand new Mission Impossible on my fucking tablet in bed or something like that, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking.
I don't need a TV. I've got a laptop.
I'm out here losing my goddamn mind.
Final one of these questions. Who would you want to see make a Western?
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sad. He may be the only person you can bring back or make a Western that people would go see in bulk. Although, Taylor Sheridan's whole universe of like semi-Western TV shows people seem to be enjoying. So that's the thing.
Yeah. All right. Like, I wouldn't even know what I want him to on the back.
Or no, he's just branding a bunch of horses. The horse has all the memories that he has. All right, final mini segment or mini game, I guess. We're going to do a bit of word association, but it's film association. So I'm going to give you a name or a word, and you have to tell me what the first actor, film, director you think of when I say this. Okay? Meryl Streep.
I'm the Mob TV show, whatever the fuck.
Mobland.
Yep.
Wow.
Recency bias is what my brain went to. I feel bad. I was trying to cover my tracks, and I'm like, no, I have to say it, I guess.
Michael B. Jordan.
Sinners.
Red.
What?
Red.
Red?
Yep.
I thought you
What
said
do you think
actors.
of when I said red?
I thought
Any word.
Oh, I thought you said actors.
Actors,
the movie
words,
with Bruce
films.
Willis?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. That's the first thing you thought of. Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Couples Retreat.
Okay.
Don't even know what I do.
Sports.
I think I do. Sports. Marty Supreme.
Adam Sandler.
Uncut Gems.
All right. Cowboy.
Woody.
Christopher Nolan.
Western.
I'll let you say a second one.
What? Second one? The Odyssey, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. A24.
Florence Pugh.
Okay. Interesting to see how your mind works.
Yeah, I feel like that was a psychological analysis.
Psychological exam. Let us know what you think all that means about Dylan. All right, let's move on to some tried and proven segments. By giving you this week's thumbs, giving you thumbs for trailers.
I was gonna say some of these segments have been doing years, and I still don't know if they're tried and true.
They're reliable.
Yeah.
Of course, you can find all the show notes we're about to talk about, the trailers we're about to talk about in the show notes below. Kicking things off, we've got The Mandalorian and Grogu, directed by Jon Favreau, starring Pedro Pascal, Sigourney Weaver, and Jeremy Allen White. The evil empire has fallen, but Imperial warlords remain scattered throughout the galaxy. As a fledgling New Republic works to protect everything the rebellion fought for, they enlist the help of the legendary Mandalorian bounty hunter Din Djarin and his young apprentice Grogu. Dylan, what are your thoughts on this trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu?
One up, one down. It looks like a bunch of Star Wars toys bashing against one another, which has sort of become my not really what I'm looking for in the universe. I'm hoping to enjoy it. The sad thing about this trailer is it starts the first like 5 seconds. I'm like, fuck yeah, and then they do sort of a gag where it jumps to Jin and Grogu in the ship after it jumps away from like the X-wings and shit in the sky, and I'm like, yeah, but I want kind of what was going on over there.
That's
Doing this.
That's the next movie.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, I just have such a weird relationship now. Going from I feel like I went from the Star Wars guy to the hate on Star Wars guy. It's not like I hate Mandalorian or anything. Like, enjoy the show. It's just I just can't lie and say I'm like super excited about this movie. It looks fun, but I'm looking for more than fun. I'm looking for substance is the problem, and I just don't see the substance in the trailer. So
Okay, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. I think it did a good job of selling you what it is, which is a popcorn Star Wars related film. You know, there's enough action beats and, you know, familiar faces. I've seen everybody go crazy about the Martin Scorsese voice cameo.
yeah, he's like, I made peace. I shat on the films and then made peace. I'm doing a voice now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this kind of just raised a bunch of questions for me that I don't know if they'll answer or they're just going to hard cut, you know, because how did they end up back in that ship?
I don't know. Actually, it's a good question.
Because last time we saw them, they were in the Naboo fight.
Yeah, that's a good
now
question.
They're back in a ship that looks like the Razor Crest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking for all the Hutt stuff, I think, if I was to say anything.
Yeah, bulky Hulk, Hutt.
Yeah, one of which is, I think, voiced by Jeremy Allen White, right?
Yeah, Jeremy Allen White. I'm assuming is the Gladiator one, the one.
Gladiator one. Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. The Mandalorian Grogu is coming to cinemas on when I find the right tab, 21st of May. We'll be talking about it on our Star Wars podcast, Holocron Entries.
I will say also, and this is going to sound both bad and good because I can't remember the name of someone, but shout out Zeb's in the trailer. So we're getting more Zeb finally. That's good. And then there's another character in it, which I can't remember the name of. So again, sorry, I'm a bad Star Wars fan, but of a bounty hunter with like the brim hat thing, he's from Clone Wars. So that's another Clone Wars character making a live action debut.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is that the guy who got killed off in the last season?
No, he did. This is different, but it's another one that people do like from the Clone Wars.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense because it was like one of those feature shots that you're like, oh, this must be somebody.
Yeah.
Next trailer, Over Your Dead Body, directed by Jorma DeCone, starring Jason Segel, Samara Weaving, Paul Guilfoyle, Keith Jardine, Timothy Oliphant, and Juliette Lewis. A dysfunctional married couple retreats to a secluded cabin to repair their relationship, but each secretly plots to murder the other. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for Over Your Dead Body?
Double thumbs up. A lot of fun. Just the second the trailer starts and just such an awkward tone and everything that's happening. And it just generally seems like Jason Segel and Samara Weaving are going to have good anti-chemistry for pulling off this movie. Yeah, and it sort of is like this is sort of the new age version of the Roses. Like I also sort of that element to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up from me as well. I think they're great together. Like their bickering is a really fantastic, really enjoyable. I mean, seeing Jason Segel, seeing Samara Weaving, Jason Segel seems like an odd combination that you wouldn't have put down on paper, but like kind of works. Yeah, the tone and everything, and then kind of it's going to be fun to see them try to like kill each other. Interestingly, I don't know if you know this. It's based on it's an adaptation of a Norwegian film, which starred Naomi Rapace from the those films.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo films, yeah.
I can see it. Norwegian film. They love some dark humor over there, so that adds up, yeah.
And the original version was directed by Tommy Wirkola, who went on to do the Violent Night films. Or went on to do Violent Night with what's his face? David Arbor. Afterwards in Purgatory for doing Hansel and Gretel. Witch Hunters.
Fair.
Interesting. Sorry, I was just looking at his filmography and there is one film that just stuck out like a sore thumb. It's called Spermageddon.
That would
And is
stick
it-
out like a sore thumb.
and is a Norwegian adult animated musical sex comedy film. So I know what I'm watching this week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to
What a
track that
poster.
down.
Yeah.
All right. Over Your Dead Body is coming to US cinemas on the 24th of April. No confirmed release date. Prime Video does have the international distribution rights, so we maybe soon, maybe later. Who knows? Next trailer is for Lee Cronin's The Mummy, directed by Lee Cronin, starring Jack Renner, Laia Costa, May Callum-Way, Natalie Grace, and Veronica Falcone. The young daughter of a journalist disappears without a trace in the desert. The Shattered family is stunned when the girl suddenly reappears 8 years later. But what should have been a joyful family reunion quickly turns into a true nightmare. Dylan, what do you think of Lee Cronin's The Mummy?
I wonder how do we end up at the stage where you get your name in the title?
I
Like,
think
how's that
it's
come
just
about?
them want to
Separate it.
It's just a distinction thing.
Yeah. I want, cause it's just Lee Cronin, someone, especially in a word where I guess now they want to do the Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, they want to do a remake of The Mummy. So, no, they want to do The Mummy 4, so they want to tie it
mess
in.
around all that.
And didn't they do a recent? They did recently
they had
did
Tom
a Mummy
Cruise.
with Tom Cruise,
which was supposed to be the star of that massive universe. Don't you remember the classic?
The Dark Universe, yeah, I know.
The Dark Universe,
the famed Dark Universe. Maybe one day.
Yes, it lives on. I'm going to go one up, one down. I don't think it looks great. There's been so many stories going up about this movie apparently testing terribly and stuff. And I'd already read all those, so I have a little bit of I'm watching the trailer,
bias,
just looking for it. Yeah, but I can't separate my bias of just reading all these stories about it testing horribly when I'm watching the trailer. To be completely honest, but I'm still holding out a really bit of hope because his Lee Cronin's last film was Evil Dead Rise, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'll go one up, one down.
Sorry, I just winced because I thought of what's the big thing from Rise?
Grading.
Yes, that's what it is.
They use a
She's grader on
person face. Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll give this one up, one down. I think it runs too long. I think they show too much. I think all the going back to Egypt kind of stuff, it should have just been show us the creepy girl who finally shows her the trailer ends with the line.
You know what? Don't even show the creepy girl. Just constantly tease that she's sort of like the exorcist girl, in the bed and just being weird. But I wouldn't have even included the part where she's like, "It's okay, Grandma. I fucking love being dead."
Yeah, I guess maybe you just tease that and never actually show her. So, I think they show way too much, and they showed all the CGI craziness that I guess is going to be at the end of the movie. So, I think that could have all been kept. So you're not. I know we're in the stage of cinema where people want to know what they're watching before they go watch it, but I feel like this is an example where it would have worked better if you had kept a lot more secret, especially with the bad buzz around the film. Just get the scariest shit or creepiest trailer together you could possibly get.
Do you know anyone? Side note on that, because I don't know if I've asked before. Do you know anyone, or have you ever talked to anyone who does this thing where they look up what happens at the end before they watch something? So I've met people at work who do it. My brother does it as well. If he isn't sure if he'll enjoy something, and this again, as I feel like, is part of the defeat of media literacy and the journey is sometimes part of the experience, right? It's you have to look to see if it's got a good user review score, firstly.
Okay, yeah.
Then you have to look to see if the ending's good and decide if you like it based on that. And then you go decide and watch it. Because you don't want to watch it if it's got a shit ending, because then it'll be a waste of time.
I will admit I have read the plot of some films, but only purely horror movies, so I know what's coming.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Need to watch,
I used to do that thing all the time when I was in high school or growing, primary school, high school. I don't think I've done it for ages. I sort of dropped off as a habit. But when I read a book, I would always read the last sentence. I'd open a book at the back, read the last sentence, and then start the book. Yeah, so
yeah, I've heard about people like that too. Anyway, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It's coming to cinemas 16th of April. Next trailer is for Normal, directed by Ben Wheatley, starring Bob Odenkirk, Henry Winkler, and Lena Headey. Ulysses comes to the sleepy town of Normal, Minnesota to serve as the temporary sheriff after the passing of the original sheriff. Bank robbery in Normal leads Ulysses to find that a criminal organization reaches throughout the entire town. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for Normal?
I'm going one up, one down. I like a lot about this. I don't like that it's Bob Odenkirk again, just because it's sort of becoming a little bit of a joke now. I do like some other
he
things.
developed the story with writer Derek Kolstad, so
Okay. But still, I just feel like it's like, how many of these action things with Derek Kolstad or one of the John Wick producers? Like, I get it, but I don't know, sort of.
listen, it worked for Liam Neeson.
True, I guess.
He worked for ages after Taken.
It's true.
Why are you denying Bob Odenkirk work? What are you got against Bob Odenkirk?
Go back to Better Call Saul. I remember the days. No, I'm going to go one up, one down. I think it showed a bit too much potentially for my liking. I would have potentially enjoyed seeing a tease of the eruption of Hot Fuzz level of cult violence that apparently is going to break out the town, rather than seeing as much as we did. I guess I would have nearly rather I'm not seeing any, because the thing, if you want to treat it like Hot Fuzz, which is what I was thinking about while watching it, but if you treat it like Hot Fuzz, you don't like you're sort of spoiled. You spoil Hot Fuzz if you show that the town.
I think they do, right? They do show action in the Hot Fuzz trailer from memory.
They show action, but they never show the town's a cult.
Yeah,
whereas
that's true.
This trailer goes, the town's, I don't know if they're a cult, but the town's all in a thing together.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give one down. Yeah, there is something a little bit disjointed about this trailer. Like, there's a needle drop. No, not a needle drop. Like a penny drop at some point, but it's not exactly clear in the trailer, which is weird. But yeah, I'm fine with Bob Odenkirk wanting to do more action roles, whatever you want. I will say, like, the stinger to this trailer, like the very end. Do we think that's tied into something else, or like?
Is it after it pops up with the actual title of the film? Because I turned.
Yeah, like they've got this scene of like I don't know, Yakuza or whatever, looking at this little beeper going off of Normal, Minnesota.
Fucked if I didn't see it. I was turned it off.
No, okay, yeah. Anyway, Normal, which is probably not a great name for SEO.
Yeah, it's a shit trailer. Shit name. Sorry.
Shit name. Coming to.
So is Nobody. Google Nobody. Google Normal. Okay.
Coming to cinemas 17th of April. Last trailer for this week. Toy Story 5. Directed by Andrew Stanton. Starring Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Joan Cusack, Tony Hale, John Ratzenberger, Wallace Shawn, Blake Clark, Annie Potts, Bonnie Hunt, Kristen Schaal, Keanu Reeves, Greta Lee, Conan O'Brien, Craig Robinson, Shelby Rabara, Scarlett Spears, Mikhail Mitchell Harris, Matty Matheson, Jeff Bergman, Anna Viconio, Melissa Villasenor, John Hopkins, and Ernie Hudson. After Woody left Bonnie to help abandon toys and find owners, Jessie becomes the leader of Bonnie's room with Buzz Lightyear as a second in command. However, now 8-year-old Bonnie has become enamored by her new favorite plaything, a frog-like tablet called Lilypad. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for Toy Story 5?
Double thumbs up. Looks like a great time. Lots of fun. I love I mean, look, we use so much technology and I love a lot of technology and stuff, but there's still something to be said about the anti-technology mindset that I love. So all about that. And just the Woody with the bald spot. Good bit. And wearing a poncho, which is 10 out of 10 absolute style points. Thank you. Also, it looks like pretty much Jessie's the star of the movie, which is also cool. Yes.
Yeah, I'll give it 2 thumbs up as well. I think it answers a lot of questions that we kind of had about this movie going in. Specifically, how does Woody show back up?
Yeah, well, he shows back up.
He's got a radio.
He's got a radio. At some point,
contact them.
Look forward to that Disney Plus short explaining when the radio was.
I guess the carnival that we're chilling out with comes to town. They just happen to be nearby.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know. with the carnival, or either they just go roaming because they have they keep saying about they keep finding
Abandoned
toys. Yeah, so maybe they just him and Bo have like started this
retreat or
crusade
something.
to help abandoned toys. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think well put together trailer, and then it looks like they'll finally deliver on the promise of multiple Buzz Lightyear toys showing up, because it seems like every single time they develop a new Toy Story sequel, there's always the rumor it's going to be about a bunch of Buzz Lightyear showing up and being part of the movie. It's like or Buzz gets recalled to Taiwan to get fixed, and there's going to be a bunch of Buzz Lightyears. It looks like there's definitely going to be a bunch of Buzz Lightyears in this movie. So yeah, I think it looks interesting. It does raise the question: is a tablet a toy and thus has life? I guess trash was life last movie. So.
Trash was life last time. So I mean, I think if trash is life, then a tablet's life. I don't know if I would argue too much of it.
No, so. But yeah, I think
what are we getting? We're also getting Sporky. Is that?
No, it would. I can't. Bonnie, but definitely made a toy at the end of the last movie, right? Another one to pair with Sporky.
I don't recall that. Sporky. I just remember seeing it in the trailer.
But she definitely says knife because it's
knifey?
Like groom and knife. No, okay. It's like something other pun.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel like they say it in the trailer, but now I can't remember.
They do. I will say I enjoyed the little animated, like imagined wedding sequence, which was different to the usual Pixar style of animation. Like mix it up a little bit with these dream sequence or play sequences. So, Toy Story 5 come to Australian cinemas, 18th of June. All right, let's move on to this week's top 3.
Definitely in the top 3.
And this one's a hell of a doozy this week. In honor of Screen 7 coming to cinemas, this week's top 3 is top 3 7th films in a franchise. I feel like we're probably going to have a lot of overlap.
It's so funny when usually when franchises get to 7, people are like, "Oh man, you're really scraping the barrel for this." And it was like when you're like top 3 films to get 7, I'm like, man, he's really scraping the barrel for top 3 ideas.
Yeah, to tie into relevant events happening in the week. Yeah, Dylan, what's number 3?
My number 3 is The Force Awakens. The 7th Star Wars film that, of course, at least for a time, returned Star Wars to our cinematic screens. And I mean, I watched it, actually can't remember, I think I watched it 5 times in the cinema. So obviously I was hugely enamored by having Star Wars.
That's when you were big. That's when you were the Star Wars guy.
I was still in for the next one. I was the fucking Star Wars guy through The Last Jedi, wasn't I? So
did you see The Last Jedi 5 times in the cinemas?
No, I think I saw it one less. I think I saw it 4. So if I saw Force Awakens 5,
like it as much. All right. My number 3 is Creed.
My number 2 is Creed.
The 7th entry in the Rocky franchise. Yeah, I think, obviously a bit of a spin-off, different direction, but Rocky does have a very prominent role and storyline through the film. So I feel like it is definitely continuation.
I tried not to pick anything that's like the 7th in an IP, but not a continuation. But
it's Creed like a reboot or like,
But Creed's still it is like, although it changes direction of the lead character, it's still a continuation of the Rocky story. And like,
yes. So
7th film in that franchise. So.
Yeah. Brilliantly done by Brian Coogler. Michael B. Jordan's fantastic. Sylvester Stallone's arc in this one is really great, and much better than in Creed 2, in which he tried to get
Stallone
more
writes the script and tries to shoot himself in more.
Yeah, Creed, fantastic movie.
Yeah. Yes, everything you just said. It's a fantastic movie. It's just a fantastic. Ryan Coogler was just doing his coming off a Fruitvale Station with Michael B. Jordan, and the two of them just delivered on that one.
Okay. Well, that was your number 2. My number 2 is Furious 7.
My number 1 is Furious 7.
Okay.
I'll see you again. Oh.
Oh, who sings that song?
Charlie Puth.
And who else?
Wiz Khalifa, baby.
Oh, inside joke.
It's all about family.
It's all about family. Check out our podcast about the Fast and Furious franchise, where we do talk about how great Furious 7 is. Obviously, kind of like overshadowed by it being Paul Walker's final performance. But still a fantastic film. Jason Statham really good in it. The Rock gets crazy moments. Vin Diesel gets crazy moments. A bunch of crazy shit happens in that movie. And then it hits you with the maybe biggest emotional whop for any man.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I was sitting in the cinema crying. Like, I had tears coming down my face crying at the end of this one. So it's 100%. I've never felt more manly crying in my life than I was crying at the end of this movie. I'll tell you right
But yeah, I'll put that on the list. Top 3 movies men are allowed to cry at.
Yeah, Furious 7, number 1. Yeah, obviously, yeah. This is sort of the last high of the franchise too. I think is the other thing, and generally is one of the top 3 of the series, no matter what. I think so. Has some of the best action scenes, some of the just general character interactions, and then the backing heart and however they pivoted the script and story to make it work with Paul Walker's death, and then having Brian literally do that pivot, drive off, and settle down with his kids. Yeah, just beautiful moments there. That's my number 1 for sure.
My number 1 is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's fantastic. It's a great movie. You can't deny that. Tom Cruise, Haley Atwell have incredible chemistry, and they back and forth throughout this entire movie. Really good. The setup of this movie of the of the AI bad guy is good because it doesn't take over the entire movie. You have this in between who makes sense and like.
But yeah, what's the AI's name again?
Doesn't matter.
I believe you'll find it's called The Entity.
The Entity, that's right. See, it's cool. And then they have all these fantastic action set pieces and like settings. Like obviously they run on the roof in the middle of fucking
whatever airport it was,
UAE airport or whatever. Driving around the streets of France or whatever, and then what's the big action set pieces? The train at the end of the film.
Mm-hmm.
That's all fantastic. So yeah, that's why it's my number 1. Even though I would argue the last good movie in that franchise as well.
It's all right. They could still make part 2.
They could still go back and make Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Yeah, it's a twist.
One day.
You know how people are holding out for that secret episodes of Stranger
Things?
It's actually it was a pivot, the Final Reckoning, but then it's Dead Reckoning Part 2.
The Final Reckoning is actually, or the rest of the Final Reckoning is just what took place inside when Ethan Hunt goes inside and talks to the entity.
Yeah,
it's all what he showed him. The events will play out. So he has to do something else now.
Yeah, now Dead Reckoning
because the entity knows what will happen.
Yeah,
that's the future the entity foresaw.
Heard it first here, Christopher.
He wants to see if he can do it better.
Yeah,
than that, Dylan, this week, what do you want to watch?
This week, I'd like to watch The Testament of Anne Lee. And I don't believe there are any TV shows I particularly care about. I know Monarch's back, but I never finished the first season.
Yes, Monarch is something I'm definitely intrigued to see how they tackle a second season of that show. Yeah, because it was very enjoyable once you got into the swing of things. I will say I'm kind of torn about this, but Scrubs is back this week. After
this week, okay.
several years, they've brought the band or the Doctors back together. And Scrubs is one of my most beloved TV shows ever. So it getting revived.
It's Disney, right?
It'll be on Disney Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
But ABC was the channel it was on.
Yeah.
When initially aired. So it coming back is cool, but also worrisome. But we did deal with that final season of the spin-off season of Scrubs, so I mean, it can't be worse than that. the Dave Franco season of Scrubs.
I don't think I ever heard about that.
You didn't know there was they did like the full finale. JD goes off the. Then the next season was like Scrubs med school.
Right.
It was like a bunch of med students, but and then there's
one of them was Dave Franco.
One of them was Dave Franco. Of the med students, I think he is the one who went on to have the biggest career. So, and thus he gets the blame for that season of Scrubs. Yeah. So I guess the question people want to know, Dylan, you gonna watch Scream 7?
I don't think I am.
Okay.
I don't think I am. I don't think I can do it. Now, will I give in to
Will you cave?
will I cave all moral grounds I'm attempting to stand on if everyone says the movie is one of the best Scream movies ever? I could neither say yes or no. However, currently, sitting here recording this before it's out and before any reviews are popped, as much as I love the franchise and Scream is a very beloved franchise, as talked about over the last few films. And
We did a Road
rewatching
2 last time. The Scream.
Road 2, yeah. I'm currently attempting to stand with good history, is what I was. I'm standing with Melissa Barrera, and I'm standing with Palestine.
I am too. Also, I enjoying getting off the hook for having to watch a horror movie. So,
I messaged you. I'm like, you know what? I changed my mind. There's nothing I do about Palestine anyway, and Melissa Barrera's never going to know about it. We've got to go watch the movie.
all right, let us know what you want to watch this week by finding us on social media by going to explosionnetwork.com/follow. If you want to help us out here or what do you want to watch, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. You can leave 5 stars or tell people about the show. And if you want to help us out over at Explosion Network with all our other podcasts and written content, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.